The goal of every Survivor player that plays the game is to win the title of Sole Survivor and the $1 million that goes with it. And in order to do that, you must survive tribal counts enough times to make it to day 39. Unfortunately, most players are voted out before the final tribal council and suffer the Survivor nightmare of Jeff Probst snuffing their torch. However, while most players are voted out in the usual Survivor way, sometimes, due to circumstances or wild twists, contestants are eliminated from Survivor in a rather unconventional way. What's going on, guys? I'm Flynn Masters, and today we'll be talking about 5 unconventional ways Survivor players were eliminated from the game. Now, to be clear, these are unconventional eliminations, not unconventional vote outs. For example, while Dan getting his idol nullified certainly was a crazy and rare moment in Survivor, it was the actual vote out that was unconventional, not the way he was eliminated, so moments like that won't be on the list. Before we begin, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button, as I post new Survivor videos every week. With that said, let's begin with number 5. At number 5 is the Outcast being officially eliminated in the Pearl Islands by voting Lil and Burton back in the game. For those of you that forgot about the Outcast twist, in short, the first 6 eliminated players came back to face Drake and Morgan in a challenge, and if they won the challenge, 2 players would come back into the game. However, the 6 wouldn't compete in another challenge, nor did Drake or Morgan have a say on who would return. The way the 2 returnees would be decided was by a vote between the Outcasts. Each Outcast cast 2 votes for players they wanted to see return to the game, and in a 3-3-2-2-1-1 vote, Lil and Burton got the majority votes, and not only came back into the game, but both would make it to the final 5, with Lil even making it to the final tribal council. The votes here were pretty interesting, as yes, while most voted for players they did want to see return to the game, there was some strategic play in the voting, such as Burton voting for Michelle and Nicole, 2 people he knew probably wouldn't get many other votes. You also have players like Nicole and Ryan, who essentially voted themselves out by putting their votes on Lil, as had they put their votes on, say, Trish or Michelle, we could have gotten a crazy 4-way tie, or something along those lines that I would have loved to see play out. So in the end, while all 4 of Skinny Ryan, Nicole, Trish, and Michelle have been voted out in the conventional way, it wasn't until they unintentionally voted themselves out by voting 2 Outcasts back in the game when their eliminations became official.
Michelle, Nicole, Trish, Ryan, you've put your faith in these 2 to carry on for the Outcasts. For the last time, it is time for you to go. Michelle. Nicole. Trish. Ryan.
At number 4 is Brandon Hance being voted out during the immunity challenge in Survivor Caramoan. Okay, so technically the immunity challenge hadn't started yet, but still, this was quite the interesting moment in Survivor history. Brandon Hance was already not in the best state of mind coming into Caramoan, and everything for him was made 10 times worse since he had to deal with Philip 24/7. So between his not so great mental frame and having enough of Philip, Brandon simply couldn't take it anymore.
Me out before they vote you out. They'll vote me out.
No, Brandon! Come on, Brandon! Brandon, out now.
Stop him. Stop it. No. Hey, Phil! Here's a reason to vote me out, you little... Huh? With your stealth all rust, bull... Huh?
So after this debacle, the veterans no longer cared about the immunity challenge, and for that matter, they were all probably scared for their lives if they spent one more second on the island with Brandon. So they forfeited the immunity challenge, and for only the second time in Survivor history, a tribal council wasn't held at an actual tribal council. One by one, Jeff went through the favorites tribe, and Brandon was voted out in a unanimous vote. Man, could you just imagine how hilarious it would have been had Brandon pulled out an idol here?
You good with this?
I'm good with it.
All right, 6th person voted out of this game. Brandon Hance.
At number 3 is every player to be eliminated after losing a challenge. Survivor has produced 3 seasons that included Redemption Island and 2 seasons that included Edge of Extinction. And in those seasons, while all the players are voted out in the usual way, they aren't officially eliminated until they lose an elimination challenge, whether it be a Redemption Island duel or the second EOE re-entry challenge. And with challenges deciding the fate of these players, it makes for a pretty interesting set of elimination circumstances. For example, even though Joe was the merge boot in Edge of Extinction, he technically is the 3rd person to be eliminated from that season, as since both Keith and Wendy quit the game, and Chris and Devins won their way back into the game, only Reem and Aubrey have a worse placement than Joe in EOE of the players who didn't quit. We also saw 10 people get eliminated on day 35 in EOE after they all lost a second reentry duel. And Where's That War followed that up with 13 people getting eliminated on day 35. It's also interesting to look at the challenges these players competed in when they were eliminated. Like Russell was eliminated from Survivor for the first time ever due to a freaking domino challenge. Imagine slowly sliding down a pole, knowing that every inch you're getting closer to losing $1 million. Man, that has to be such a helpless feeling. Even though challenges are obviously a massive part of Survivor, the thought of actually getting eliminated due to a challenge was a foreign concept in Survivor for the first half of the franchise. But now due to these twists and the evolution of the game, a total of 63 players have been eliminated via a challenge. At number 2 is Carl from Survivor Africa, going home due to losing a trivia challenge. At Sambaru's first tribal council, the vote was a 4-4 split between the young and the old. In the previous season, we saw tie votes be settled by pass votes. However, since this was Sambaru's first tribal council, that obviously wouldn't be an option. So, Survivor decided to settle a tiebreaker with a trivia challenge about a survival guide the players were given to start the game. Yeah, old school Survivor definitely had its growing pains. And in a $1 million game show like trivia challenge, Lindsay and Carl faced off, and the second someone missed the question, they would be gone. No pressure guys, not only is your Survivor life on the line, but your 3 Alliance members' lives are all desperately relying on you as well. In a question regarding ticks, Carl for some reason didn't think pouring water on ticks would cause them to retract and missed the question, and since Lindsay got the answer correct, he was officially eliminated from the game. Old school Survivor obviously had some interesting, and for that matter, unfair methods to go about eliminations when the votes were deadlocked. As mentioned, Mitchell, Keith, and ironically Lindsay all were eliminated in the past votes fashion, and of course the following season, Pascal would be eliminated due to a Final 4 rock draw. But no old school elimination was more unconventional than Carl going home due to losing a trivia challenge.
True or false? If bitten by a tick, pouring hot water on the tick will force it to retract. Lindsay says true, Carl says false. Correct answer, true. Carl, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go.
At number 1 is Jonathan and Wanda, who were eliminated via a schoolyard pick. Now to be fair, this also happened in Blood vs. Water, but again, those players weren't officially eliminated until they lost the duel. Wanda and Jonathan, unfortunately, didn't even get a second chance. And quite possibly the meanest and cruelest twist in Survivor history, the 20 castaways would be the ones to pick the teams, alternating between men and women, and the 2 players who weren't picked would be sent home immediately. Wanda, bless her heart, was obviously the weak link out of the bunch, and Karen made a move that would get her all the way to the final 5, as she chose Willard over Jonathan, as even though Jonathan would be clearly stronger for the tribe, Karen needed a weakling shield in front of her, hence her reasoning for choosing Willard. I know this twist has been harped on enough, but man, this had to be absolutely devastating for the 2. Not only did we lose Wanda right away, but say Karen had picked Jonathan over Willard, Jonathan not only is guaranteed to make it to the jury, but he might have been the only person to take down Tom, and dare I say, might have had final 2 potential. Now yes, the 2 did have 2 days to make bonds, but again, Wanda never really stood a chance, and Jonathan was already on the outs after he broke everyone's trust, jumping out of the boat first to try to get the immunity necklace. And while that obviously was a bad look for Jonathan, remember, there was another person to jump out the boat with him, and that person was Stephanie LaGrossa. And just imagine what this season, and for that matter, the course of Survivor history would be like without Stephanie. But in the end, despite Wanda and Jonathan probably having sleepless nights playing the what if game in their head, at least they'll always be remembered as the first and hopefully last 2 players to be eliminated during a schoolyard pick with no chance to fight whatsoever.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more content like this, then smash that like and subscribe button and leave a comment down below of other unique Survivor videos you would like to see me make. Take care everyone, and I'll see you next time.